We're going to talk about hitting Mother's Day and what is blooming on the farm and what you are going to try to observe in where you live and in your garden. It's like, okay, what's growing that I can plan on for Mother's Day sales so that you can beef that up as time goes on. So today we're going to walk out and I'm going to do some harvesting for Mother's Day because today is Tuesday, Mother's Day is Sunday, and I am just going to, and I have been stockpiling all last week and this week for Mother's Day, and I can do that because I have a cooler. So let's take a look at what I'm harvesting to make Mother's Day bouquets with. Good water pressure! When I first started growing tulips, in the very beginning, all the growers were like, oh, it's all about the French tulips. They're long and tall and you can get such good money for them. So I stuck straight to those because those are the cut flower tulip. And I could never hit Mother's Day. And that's because they are a late tulip. So once I started to learn how to grow flower or tulips in the early, mid, and late season sequences, well, then it's totally better. And I have been piling tulips like crazy. So obviously we have tulips going. So in the morning, and I have lots of tulips. So for me, hitting Mother's Day is really all about tulip bouquets and really jazzing up all of that. And every morning I come out and I just pull whatever is ready to be picked. I've been watching this hellebore and not picking on it because I knew I wanted to have it for Mother's Day, and it's ready to go. I can see the seed heads are coming. You do not cut back hellebore in the fall. This is kind of all dead and I will clean that up, but I will not take all of this. I will leave enough of the plant so that the plant can regenerate and grow. But look at these, when you have them for years, how they just get nice and tall and they're just beautiful. So we've got some hellebore. And I have another color too. I actually have planted this in another area, trying to make it more natural. It's not like I've been a heavy grower of this because I'm from the wholesale world, but in the garden florist world, a little space like this really does become magical. And so here we've got this one that is a lovely blue color. Not blue, purple, like a deep plum. Very beautiful. Hellebore. All right, so here we have aronia. It's a little bit soon for aronia, but I think this little bud stage is a beautiful little texture that you could work out. This is a beautiful greenery bouquet. Not going to be a strong one for me, I don't think, during Mother's Day, but I will pick it and put some in it. This is another 9-bark. This is Diablo. He's not going to be good to go. And besides, he's more of a fall color anyways. We had some cool little textures here. So you can see how some years I used to feel like, oh, I probably have to order in some foliages or something, but there's plenty on the farm when you have a good woodies patch to get you going. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, I'm seeing ladybugs everywhere. I just love that. Willow foliage typically is not a good foliage. In the spring, when it's pushing out, you can get away with using it if you're looking for something that's a little more gray type of foliage. But remember, you harvested this in the winter and you should have some stored because Mother's Day is a perfect time to also move out that pussy willow that you might have already harvested in your garden and you had to harvest. Otherwise, it will go to pollen and then you really can't use it. So don't forget your pussy willow and the curly willow that you probably harvested in the winter. You're stockpiling those to help with your Mother's Day stuff. Foliages at this time of year can sometimes be a problem. Remember, we're always dealing with the weather. So Mother's Day hits, give or take a week and a half, 2 weeks, either before or after Mother's Day is when things might actually start blooming. If we were having a particularly cold spring, things would be slowed down a little bit. But this year I'm noticing that my raspberry cane, this is second year growth. You know about my raspberry if you're in my world at all. And I literally can just come through and take. And this is why I grow it, so that I can walk through and harvest this. And this will give everything a nice little extra texture. So I'll be able to gather some raspberry. I just love, oh my gosh, look at this one, how it's bent. But if I cut it too low, I will leave you, but I love you. Okay, let's go see what other things we have. Here is Philadelphus mock orange. It's got these little balls on it right now. This will probably open next week on me and I will store it. This is a little bit more testy in vases. I don't always feel super confident with it, but I love this whole draping effect that it has. And you can see how those little white, before they bloom out, how nice that would be in a bouquet, and then they would bloom out. I mean, they're white enough, they would open. Here we go with this viburnum. You guys, this is one of my most favorite viburnums on the farm. Look at this sweet little ladybug in there. Because of its multicolors, very, very beautiful. Oh, if I mix this in with some orangey tulips and kind of go tutti frutti, that's going to be beautiful. We have such a beautiful variety here. Oh my goodness, I wasn't kind of expecting. Snowball, look at those tiny little awesome panicles. So I might come and get to use this year. Last year, this was infested with aphids. Oh my gosh, like I literally could not pick any of it. That's the first year that had ever happened to me. But fun. You can't get this stuff just anywhere. This was a tree I had purchased a while ago. It actually wasn't zoned for my area very well. About 3 of them died and the rest stayed. But this is a very early bloom for this time of year. I'm going to have to put below because it's not like he's ever really performed like this. I love branches for spring. Oh my gosh, this is just gorgeous. And we're picking it when lots of the buds are mostly closed. You have to do that. I hear the bees in here kind of waiting, but that's really gorgeous. This is a bridal wreath. It's never been my favorite type of bridal wreath. It's more erect. I like the one that drapes over, but he's going right now. I actually should have been out here harvesting him a couple of days ago, but my plants are really small. So I just kind of want them to not be harvested and kind of get them to be strong again. I'm standing before the lilac part of my farm just to show you how it's actually not ready to go. It was the plants closer to my building that is more ready to go. So this is out, but perfect for Memorial Day. All of this is perfect for the rest of the season because it's foliage. I am really surprised to have lilac at Mother's Day. Lilac is a really interesting one. Sometimes it will hold out till the end of the month and I have it like crazy for Memorial Day. It'll go in the middle. I could use this. Lilac is gorgeous, but it doesn't have as long a vase life as other things. I like to think of it more of like, okay, here's like a 4-day bouquet that you can enjoy. But this white one, not all of it is coming, but there is going to be some stems. I might have to wait a few more days because this needs to be about 1/3 bloomed. Very interesting to me that this is going. Yeah, if the weather cooled down, these would slow down and I wouldn't have them. So I don't know. I'm not going to count on these. Tell you what, here's the strategy of this. I will not count on these at all because I actually counted on everything else. And I will hold these for Memorial Day because if these are going to go early in the month of May and Memorial Day is at the end and I have a cooler and I can store them, I will be able to sell this crop for Memorial Day from my farm stand. And I think that's the strategy I'm going to go with. We'll also be able to sell the snowball viburnum big time for that. People, will, of course, will be picking those from their own yards or just, but lilac's going to be over by then. So that's cool. So if I'm playing the game, I'm just playing the game. Look at this magical dogwood. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pick him till a little bit later. He's just not quite open enough and big enough. So I might wait a couple of days to pick him. It's hit or miss with him. In town, the dogwoods are fully bloomed out. And town is just 3 miles difference than me. But that's what's the curiosity thing about microclimates is you can be a little bit different. But this one's hitting, or hopefully will. Come on. Foliage is forsythia. I grow forsythia for the foliage. But this year I did actually harvest a lot of the blossoms too, and that was really handy. It's one of your first blooming items, and you can usually hit Easter with this really well, especially if you have a cooler. So we can harvest my own foliage. This foliage is pushing out because of spring. It will hydrate and hold really well. And you can see how these are little tufts of foliage at the tips right now. I pick on this pretty heavy because it's so close to my cooler. So we have forsythia foliage. This is Physocarpus golden nugget. I consider him a flower because when you bury him deeper in the bouquets, it's like, what's that yellow? It makes everything in front of it kind of pop. So I would definitely have a few of these. I just love it.